Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pseudos Crochet and More. This is your host Crystal. Today is day 5 of my review of Hobby Lobby yarns that I've recently purchased, whether in 75% off clearance or just purchased when they had their 30% off sale, which as of 7/12 they are doing the 30% off all yarn until Saturday. So if you're in the need of getting some yarn from Hobby Lobby, now is the time, because next week it will be back to full price. So this one here is the Yarn Bee True Colors. It's 5 ounces or 76 yards. As you can see, I did get this during the 75% off sale. They're normally $4.99. Right now, they're on sale for 30% off, so they're $3.49 per skein, or skein, however you pronounce it. I think everybody pronounces it differently depending on where you're located. So, pecan, potato, potato. All right. So this one I did get 2 different colors of that they had on clearance. There was still left. I do believe I grabbed what they had left, to be honest. This one is, of course, from the Oklahoma City, Oklahoma warehouse. It's made in Turkey. The one that I got here, the color is aqua, or number 430. And they do have lot numbers, and that's the Hobby Lobby number that they keep track of in their system. All right, so this is a super bulky weighted yarn. It is washable in the machine washable. This here means lay flat to dry with the line through it. No ironing, no bleach, and I don't remember what the heck the P stands for. That's the first time. Every one of them this week has had an A there, not a P. Oh well. And it is 100% acrylic. It's 5 ounces or 142 grams, approximately 76 yards or 70 meters. So not a whole lot in here. So I think $1.24 is a steal for that. This one here, for those who knit, it does recommend 10 millimeter knitting needles, and if you crochet, it recommends a 9 millimeter crochet hook. Now I do notice that the newer yarns that they've started releasing at Hobby Lobby, they don't always have pictures on them, nor free patterns. So maybe they're going to start putting patterns on their website. I don't know. But this is actually picking up pretty true to color, which is great, because there was a yarn earlier this week that was not picking up true to color, and it was kind of making me mad. But oh well, otherwise. All right. So I do have the 9 millimeter crochet hook by Clover that I also got there during the 75% off sale this year. It's kind of like a mix between an inline and a tapered. I don't think that the hook is in line with the handle. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. Let me know if you know if this is considered a tapered or a inline, or if it's kind of a cross between the two. Because I'm still it kind of lines up with this part here, but it also kind of reminds me of a tapered head, like a boy. All right, so let's go ahead and get this sample done up for you guys. This is really soft. Now I see there might be a problem already as I was pulling it out. Look at all these strands. You could pull this apart and have a thinner, probably closer to a 3 or 4 weight. Look at that. Hopefully this does not, it's twisted. Yeah, okay, that doesn't make me too anxious to try this, but here we go. They have a lot of different colors available as of right now. There are, let's see. So there's 25, 26 times 4 plus an extra one. They do have some that look like they're variegated, and then the rest of them are solid colors. 6 times 4. 6 times 5 is 30. Yeah, so 25. 25. I'm trying to do math in my head, so. Alright, so there's a starting chain of 15. And right off the bat, I'm going to say you may want to go actually up to a 10 millimeter if you have one. This is really tight with the 9 millimeter. It's not so bad. It hasn't split, knock on wood, yet. And I'm sorry if you can hear that rubbing of the yarn against the plastic hook, but sometimes that's just what happens with plastic hooks. You hear that squeakiness. This is a really cool color of yarn. Did any of you get any of this during the Hobby Lobby clearance? If you have or didn't, but you've purchased it, what have you made with it, or what are your plans on making with it? I always like to hear what you guys are working on. Don't be shy to post a comment. The only comments I do not reply to are ones that are not so nice comments. So if you've commented, I'd normally comment back to you and like the post. So don't need negativity. We have enough of that in the world. Don't need it on YouTube too. All right, getting close to the end here. We'll see how this looks. Yeah, it's a very tight, and I'm not really doing too much to change the tension. This is just how it's coming. So that's why I think maybe a hook or two, one or two hook size larger than what they recommend might be better. There we go. I should have knocked on wood. Could have knocked on my desk. Oh wait, that's not, I mean it's wood, but it's that really cheap wood. Alright, so there's, well, that'd make a really thick blanket. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a half double. Now this one I will do a half double, double, and then I will see how it frogs. The only reason I'm saying that is because in yesterday's video, if you haven't seen it already, I did review the Fireside yarn that Yarn Bee had. At this time, they do not have that on their website. I did double check and just tried to look for Fireside, and no results came up. So they've discontinued that line altogether with Yarn Bee, which I guess isn't a bad idea because it's not that great to work with. So, all right. I hope everybody's summer's going well and that you were able to take a vacation or just time away. Can't believe the summer is basically almost over with. It really is. Alright, so half doubles are a little tricky. I am getting where some of the strands are getting loose. So if you do a taller stitch, you may want to use a larger hook, especially with this one because you're pulling through all 3 loops on the hook. Got stuck again. All right. I might see if there's a difference with using an inline, the Susan Bates version of an inline, and see if that's any better or if it's about the same with the half double or the full double crochet. All right, so there's that. I keep getting out of view here. My camera keeps wanting to move. It's a really nice heavy yarn. If you want to make a weighted blanket, this would be wonderful to use. Although I would definitely wait till it's on sale to stock up on it, because at $4.99 and you're only getting 76 yards, if you need to make a big blanket like I would for my husband, because he's 6'6.5 feet tall, close to 7 feet tall. So that would take an awful lot of this to make that, but this would be a nice heavy weighted blanket material. And it kind of reminds me as well, it's kind of like a Care on Simply Soft because it does feel a little slippery. It's just a thicker version of it. I don't think Care on Simply Soft has come out with a super chunky or super bulky yet. All right, so lost the camera there. I bumped it, and there I go again. I keep hooking the cord with my hook. I keep going up and catching it and pulling it down. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. But yeah, it kind of reminds me like of that. I mean, it's not as silky as the Care on Simply Soft, but it does have a little bit of that feel to it. So if you like Care on Simply Soft or Loops and Threads version of it, I mean, even Hobby Lobby's Yarn Bee, I don't know if it's the Yarn Bee. I've bought it because I've gotten the black and other colors that have been on clearance to make blankets with it. And I'm not doing, I think I went from double to half double to back to double. Okay. I keep talking and I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. I know I'm crocheting and talking at the same time, which is never a good thing. At least I'm not actually counting right now. Yeah, I kind of went from double to half double back to double, so whoops. But yeah, this is a nice yarn that you can make a hat with, or a scarf, or a blanket if you have enough. And it's nice and weighted, which is something my husband wants, make it feel like it's a weighted blanket. And I'm like, well, you have to give me I have to have the right yarn and the right stitch to make it feel that way. Well, I think I found it. It's this True Colors. I was kind of hesitant when I was going through and picking out what yarns I was going to get this year because it was so early in the year. I was like, I don't know. I still have yarn left over from the year before and the year before that. So this is the third year that I've gone to it, because last year was right before I moved. The year before that was when I first started really crocheting. So I've been going through it slowly, here and there, slowly. Very, very slowly. All right, so there's the 3, the single, half double, double. Maybe I should put this up just a tad. you guys can really, there we go, see it all in one. As you can see, I've got my yarns wrap back there, my 8mm crochet hook from Clover. Yeah, my desk is kind of messy right this moment, but it is what it is. I work at it and do the videos for the channel here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and frog this. I don't think it's gonna get hooked up unless one of the splits didn't go right. It should work fine. So far, nothing snagging. All right. And there we go. So I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. And the reasons is because, I mean, I know in bulkier weights of yarn, you're going to get less in there, but I wish they would give us a little bit more than 76 yards. I don't know, I'm gonna check this one and see. Okay, so the variegated ones in this is the same amount. You still get 76 yards. So that's a positive that they don't change that. Oh, let me just make sure. Okay, so that P means you can dry clean it. Dry clean any solvent except trichlorine. Yeah. That's what that P is. Because they do have it on the care instructions online. All right. So the other reasons I'm giving this an 8 is because there are so many opportunities for this to split because of how it's twisted. The yarns are twisted together to make it a super bulky 6, and the 9mm crochet hook works, but I think you could go up 1 or 2 hook sizes. And this does say MN, and some MMs are 10s or N's are 10s. So that right there, I think this one, does that one say? This one's an M that I used is an M. Oh, yeah, an M13 9mm. And then this one here just says M/N 9mm. So it doesn't give the number as well as the letter. But yeah, I would suggest going up 1 or 2 hook sizes. Again, if you do use the 9, it's going to be a little tight. So, in my opinion, from working just that little bit, it was kind of tight. And I did actually like the Susan Bates way it crocheted up better than I did the Clover. I mean, the Clover was wonderful, but I liked how this one worked up better than this one. All right. And you cannot dry it. It has to be laid flat or hung on the clothesline outside. Get some sun. I don't know, you won't get too much sun. If you do, it could change the appearance of it. So just be careful of that. That sun can do some wonders, but sometimes it does things you don't want it to do to your yarn. So that's why I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Again, I would put this is very comfy. I would put this up against my skin. I would make a sweater out of it, or a cardigan, or even, as I mentioned, hats, scarves, blankets. So, endless possibilities with this one. Just got to be careful that whatever hook you use, it grabs all of the twisted yarn together. because I had a couple spots where it left a piece of it behind and I had to go back and pull it through because it was from a previous loop on the hook. All right. Well, if you've ever used this before, or if you've gotten it and haven't used it yet, let me know what you are going to make with it, or what you have made with it, what your thoughts are on it in the comments section below. Because I've mentioned all the time, I do like to hear what you guys do with yarns. It does give me ideas of things that I can do with it as well. It may not be the same thing that you've made, but it gives me an idea of what I can make with it. So, and all right, so if you liked today's video, please give me a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and then the notification bell so you're always aware of when I put out new content. Until next time, stay safe and stay crafty. Have a good one. Bye-bye.